You can see we are not at our 12 News studio. The studio took in some water.
There's a stab, guys. Such a beautiful new newsroom.
We are safe, our crews are safe. They're out there trying to figure out what's happening in your neighborhoods, which streets you can pass, which areas you need to steer clear of.
We're in the storm tracker tracking some of the worst areas, and we want you to tell us. Follow us on social media.
I just hope everybody in Beaumont is all right. Our city needs a lot of prayers right now.
What a week it has been.
Boy,
a roller coaster of emotions and a very emotional evening for us at 12 News.
Yeah, for the first time since Imelda's started flooding southeast Texas, we are broadcasting live once again from our home off I-10 in Beaumont. So it's a good night for us. But what we're dealing with is very minor compared to what you are facing out there this evening. And let's get right to that. We're standing with you, Southeast Texas, 409 strong. Good evening. I'm Kevin Steele.
And I'm Erica Harris. We've got a lot of new important information to get to. First, let's check with Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn. He's watching something new in the tropics.
How about three something new? Well, two something news, but three we're watching right now. Concern. The first one is Jerry. You can write that off. Not worried about that. And then as we head towards the eastern Caribbean, I don't think Lorenzo is going to be an issue. It's going to head towards the northwest. Looks like a fish storm at this point. I don't think it'll reach the Gulf, but it could be a strong hurricane. Then Karen, tropical depression Karen, it has weakened, but that's because of shear. We do expect it to gradually re-strengthen as it heads towards the north, goes right over Puerto Rico. And then the steering currents collapse. But after that, as we head towards Friday and Saturday, it may go west into the Gulf of Mexico very early right now, but that's the way we're looking at it right now. The Gulf of Mexico is big, but we don't need anything else into the Gulf of Mexico. Otherwise, in our local area, watching some spotty showers moving to the north and west. Nothing real heavy. That's the good news. We have seen as much as 1 to 2 inches in some spots. Our forecast this evening showing about a 20% coverage at 6 p.m. We're down to 79 at 10. Coming up, we'll talk more about a hotter, drier, humid forecast on 12 News.
Right now, here are 3 things to know about the ongoing recovery efforts. Number 1, parts of Jefferson County under a curfew starting at 11 p.m. today. Folks who live in the unincorporated area of the county must remain inside from 11 in the evening until 5 in the morning until further notice. Number 2, the Texas State Guard is in Beaumont and Vidor handing out supplies.
And number 3, some school campuses are closed indefinitely. Let's get right into how schools in the region have been impacted. Mauriceville Middle School hopes to have students back in class on Thursday.
They've got a lot to clean up. Just take a look at this. School administrators shared this photo from inside the gym, the floor buckling from the flood.
Wow.
The school is hoping to have students start classes Thursday elsewhere. They will give parents an update tomorrow.
Leah Rain joins us from the middle school with a look to clean up efforts there.
Mauriceville Middle School is a construction zone for the second time in 2 years. Staff members, students, people in the community have all offered helping hands to get this campus well on its way to being repaired. The professionals have arrived. The school will be dried out and rebuilt. The process had a head start.
It was really awesome. Saturday there was a couple of armies out here. You know, they came out in full force.
Maintenance Director Philip Matthews is talking about this army, volunteers who salvaged dry items and shuttled them to temporary classrooms at the high school. That's where middle school students will attend class until their campus is ready. Inside, the water damage is evident. Classrooms took on anywhere from 2 to 12 inches of water. The district is relieved it was less than the Harvey water lines of 2 to 4 feet. The gym was no match for Harvey or Imelda.
The gym floors really do stand out. They illustrate, you know, a great deal of damage. That's the tough part, is that particular gym floor is only a year old.
The elementary school has 2 sections that are dry and will hold classes for the younger students. 3rd graders are going to Little Cypress Elementary and 5th graders head to Little Cypress Intermediate.
I know the whole district wants to thank all of the community and staff that have pitched in, and not just that, but their willingness to be flexible and help go through this transition.
The goal is to have students return here to the middle school within 6 weeks.
In Mauriceville, Leah Durain, 12 News.
Thanks, Leah. Now, one district that has returned to the classrooms, Port Arthur ISD. Take a look. They were given the all clear by school administrators to return to class today.
But other school districts are in disrepair. Our 12 News reporter Mackenzie Hinkle tells us what parents need to know.
Southeast Texas had 5 districts that took a hard hit due to Tropical Depression Imelda. Hampshire, Fannett, Beaumont, Vidor, Hardin, Jefferson, and Little Cypress, Mauriceville. Now, Hampshire Fannett Middle School and Intermediate School took in over a foot of water. The water just receded, so they are assessing the damage still and cleaning what they can. As of right now, there is no word on when kids will return to school, but Superintendent of Schools Dwayne Augustine is optimistic about the district's future.
The message to the students is pretty simple. We're here for you as not only as a community, but also as a school.
Now, over in Beaumont, 2 campuses in the district flooded: Beaumont United High School and Feld Price Elementary School. The district has a restoration company, and they're right now, as we speak, gutting and cleaning, but they also do not have a date when the 2 campuses will open their doors. The superintendent, Dr. Shannon Allen, says she knows that this is tough, but they will keep moving.
You know what? We are resilient. We are strong through times of adversity. You have to stand up and you have to keep moving. I know it's tough. It's tough for all of us because so many of us have been impacted by this storm. And to have it happen 2 years later, it's devastating.
Now, some of those other districts that flooded, Vidor ISD and Hardin Jefferson ISD, just recently released when they will be returning. Vidor says staff will be returning Monday, September 30th, and students can head back on Tuesday, October 1st, and staff at Hardin Jefferson ISD can return on Wednesday the 25th, and students can return on Thursday. Now, for more information on our school listings, you can visit our website or our 12 News Now app. Reporting live in Beaumont, Mackenzie Hinkle, 12 News.
Thanks for that update, Mackenzie. The images coming out of Southeast Texas have been unbelievable. It's been a lot to digest.
It really has. I experienced tremendous shock from people to learn about the casket seen floating in the floodwaters. You'll recall those pictures from social media. Take a look. A drone video captured that casket unearthed by powerful floodwaters in the Orangefield area.
Today, we've learned that casket came from the Mary Williams Cemetery off Cajun Way in Orange County. 12 News reporter Bryce Newberry spoke with people who are reacting to this chilling video.
Kevin and Erica, there's still quite a bit of floodwater out here in Orange County. In fact, we've seen several roads like this one today with water still on them. Tonight, we are outside of that cemetery where that dramatic drone video captured a floating casket. This is that video. You can see all the water that filled this cemetery and the floating casket. We talked to a resident out here today who's lived here for 73 years. Has only seen flooding like this twice in his life. The last time was during Harvey. Luckily, his house did not flood this time, but knowing that a casket surfaced right down the street from his property is pretty surprising for Wilford Wallace.
I wouldn't want it to be one of my relatives. I don't know what made it do that, or there was some problem. I don't know. I thought they put them in concrete vaults.
Wallace has several relatives buried at the Mary Williams Cemetery, and he says this is the first time he knows of a casket floating up from flooding at this particular cemetery. The floodwater out here has been slowly going down all day long. And coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, hear from the sheriff's office about what they had to do with that floating casket. Reporting live in Orange County, Bryce Newberry, 12 News.
Thanks, Bryce. Good news for drivers. Highway 105 is back open again after being closed for several days. That also means homeowners in Bevel Oaks are returning home, some of them for the first time since Imelda hit the region.
That also included business owners. Votros is a staple in the community, well known for its Cajun food. Harvey hit the restaurant hard 2 years ago, and now Votros restaurant is having to clean up again.
They just can't believe it happened. It's like a dream. Who'd ever thought? I mean, they call it the 500-year flood for Harvey. This one, well, this is Harvey's wife.
The owners decided to rebuild on higher ground, and that decision was critical to weathering this storm. Martha Votro says there's less damage to the property this time around, thank goodness. Moving the herd, how ranchers in Winnie had to take action to protect their herd. It's coming up next.